Hi guys, welcome to StudentChow, the show where we try and cook recipes on a budget and try not to need $15,000 a month to make a documentary about a need to sell keys again. That was niche. That's going to take some explaining. This week we've got a new challenge, so let's get into it. Okay, so this week's challenge, make a meal using only one pan. Fair enough, we can do that. One pot recipes, they're all the rage. And if you're not familiar with the concept of dinner by dice, I have some dice here, and this decides what we need to add to our recipe and how much. Okay, so I've got a D20, that's how much I'm allowed to spend overall. I've got a D12, that's how many portions I must cook. And I've got a D6, and this is different. If I get an odd number, I have to make it vegan or vegetarian. And if I get an even number, I'm allowed to cook with meat. Okay, so this week's roll, I've got 7 portions to make. It's a 2, so that means I can use meat, and it's £14 overall, so that's about £2 a portion. Okay, so we've got everything that we need for this recipe. Let's head to the store. And because I feel it's a little bit formulaic to just record everything and it doesn't really add anything, here's a clip that my mate sent me of why you should never ever walk into the jungle in League without having watered it while he plays Dark Harvest Twitch. Okay guys, we're back from the store. Today we're going to be cooking a noodle soup. Now there are lots of different variations. Obviously there's ramen, there is pho, there's tom yum noodle soup. For this we're just going to kick it Chinese style with some chicken, some sweet corn and some Beansprouts. It's going to be delicious. What really brings the price down for this recipe is using instant noodles. So I'm going to throw away the flavour and just use the noodles themselves. And these are 24p a pack. So it was just the smartest idea when it came to this recipe. This recipe starts much like the rest of my recipes. Dice up garlic, ginger, chilli, and add in some spring onions that have been cut up. Use the whites only. Sweat them off in a pan before adding your chicken and cooking it all the way through. Okay, once the chicken's nice and browned off, we're going to add in our seasonings as well as our Beansprouts and Sweetcorn. For seasonings, we're going with Chinese 5-spice and garam masala curry powder, as well as soy sauce, honey and lime juice. At uni I was known for using Chinese 5-spice and Sweetcorn in nearly all of my recipes when I first started. Mac and cheese is made better with Chinese 5-spice, and this is the hill that I will die on. Okay, so all the veg is cooked through. Now all we just need to do is drop in our stock cube, and then we're going to cover the entire mix with water. Once that's all boiling, we'll throw the noodles in, cook them for about 3 minutes, and then we'll serve it up garnished with some spring onions. It's that easy. Easy! I forgot to mention, season with pepper. We're not adding any salt because we've also got the soy sauce and the stock in there, and that's enough salt, enough as it is. Plus, if you've played League of Legends, then you've got enough salt in your life as is. And there we have it, guys. One bowl of chicken noodle soup with sweet corn and bean sprouts, all done, ready to go. I must admit, I do love how aesthetic it is when you prepare it right. And this came to about 12 quid in total. That's not including the spices that I had here and the lime juice that I had kicking around from a previous recipe, and the honey, which is completely separate. But yeah, it's all looking pretty fresh. But the final test is always how good it tastes. So I'm going to try and get everything in one go here. Oh. One of the things I love about cooking with Chinese fire spice, it's a sweet spice. So it's not all about that intense flavour that the chili carries through. So yeah, you can definitely feel that come through, and it just makes it really different to all the saltiness from the stock, the spice. So yeah, give it a go. Let me know how you get on, and the recipe will be in the description. Follow us on all the social media, subscribe if you haven't, and if you fancy giving us a couple of quid on Patreon, it helps me keep doing this. Not the dancing obviously, but this cooking malarkey. Thank you very much for watching, and until then, see you next time.